What's up, guys? It's your boy Fix It Daniel, and today we are going to be on the scooter again. Today we are finally going to be working on the gear up. I finally found someone that'll help me get the old gear pressed off and the new gear pressed on, so we can finally start working on this. So let us get into it right now. So guys, welcome to the channel. So today we are going to be doing the scooter gear up today. I'm super happy. I finally, after long waiting and searching and finding someone that will help me out, lo and behold, it was someone I knew and just didn't ask them. So it's crazy. I've been doing all this crazy searching and talking to people and calling people, and everybody would either say yes or it'd be too expensive. They say no. They say they have to see it, and most of the time it was just too crazy. So I finally found somebody that I knew personally that has his own shop, and he'd be like, "Sure, come on, you can do it yourself. You know how to work it." So, so we're gonna do it today. So we're gonna be getting that set up. So, but first we got to get this bike torn apart so we can get that gear out. So let us get into what we're going to be doing. All right, guys, so we're going to come over to the bike and I'm just going to show you. If you guys have never done one on these, this is my first time doing it as well, so it should be interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a gear up, which is behind this. We got to take the wheel off. We have to take this cover off. We got to take this clutch off, so get to some bolts. Got to drain the fluid, and we got to get everything off so we can get, as you see, there's like a little seam right here. The gear is on this side, and we got to unbolt everything. This will stay together. This is all part of the transmission here, so the shock can stay. And there's just these bolts. You see this bolt going to there, that one going to there, and there's some more under there. So we're going to be, excuse me. So we're going to be getting this off. So we have to get the exhaust off. We got to get this whole entire exhaust and drain and everything. So let's come to the table and let me show you the gear if you have not seen it. So, here's the gear. Comes in this little box. It's by this product. I got it from eBay. Yep, got it from eBay here. So, here is the gears. It is a 4917 gear up. So, basically, this teeth here, this is actually what we're going to be needing to press on the old gear that's in the bike. So there's a gear like this already on the bike, but this is a 17. And if you remember my video when I was doing the tape on the wheel and on the clutch and kind of doing the spin and counting the gears, or counting how many times that gear spinned and kind of met up with the tire, it was 11. So from what I'm understanding, this gear that's in the bike is an 11. This is a 17. So this is going to give us way more gearing up than that old one. But not only do they give us that, they also give us this. So this is the final gear that goes between the it goes in between this. But it's on the bike already. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe the one that's on my bike is a 51. I think it's a 51. This is a 49. So I'm not for sure how the works, because I would figure that if it was a 52, wouldn't I just leave it and just replace this and not replace it with this? But I thought these two are supposed to go together, but they actually don't. This is actually what they call a final gear. So this is the gear that's going to spin the tires, and then this is the gear that's going to be spinning off of the clutch, if I'm not mistaken. So we got to get access into that, and not only did we do that, we also made our own. If I can get all the stuff out of the way, excuse the mess. We finally made our own. We made our own gasket. I mentioned in a little comment that we had made our own gasket. It's by this company. It's at AutoZone. It comes with its own roll, and then you get a little, you do your markings, and it gives you an X-Acto knife, and you cut it all out, and it fits. This is supposed to work perfectly, so we're going to be using this in case the gasket on the bike is not reusable. If it rips, tears, or anything, we have this. Plus, we have the other ones up under there. Just trying to keep them protected so they don't get destroyed, which is the same thing with this. That's why I had stuff sitting on top of it to keep it from getting destroyed. But yes, we got that. And we also have our gear. We have our gear lube that we're going to change, which is an 80 weight -90. This is what it calls for on the bike. So we got plenty of gear lube. Probably won't use all of that. Probably won't even use not even a quarter of it. But this is what we got to put in. So we need to get this all set up and ready to do. So let us get set up so we can take this off. Okay guys, so we're going to start by getting this exhaust off. We're going to get this first so we can get this out of the way. So let's go ahead and get that going. So we're going to take our 3/8 10 and we're just going to get this off here. All right, there's one. All right, here's the other one. I'm gonna sit it down. I'm gonna get this off. Sorry about that. Knocked over the camera. Didn't mean to do that. All right, we slide this exhaust out the way. All right. So now that we got the exhaust out of the way, gives us complete access to this frame. So we got to get this frame off. We got to get this nut off. This is for the spring. Then we got to get this off. This will get this axle. And we should be good to get this all off. So let's go ahead and get this. Let's get this piece off here. Let's get this going. It's a little on there. So get that off. Set that to the side. Then we'll come over here. Get this off here. Got these long bolts. So takes a little bit getting them off. So now that loosens this. Just slide that out the way. Now, what we gotta do now is get a nut, get this off. I think it could be a 19. Oops, bigger than 19. Alright, so let's see about the next one. So 21. So it seems like that'll work. Alright, so 21 here. That seems to be working. So let's see if we can get this off. Then we'll kind of go from there. So let's get my drill. See which way this goes. Keep this together, this little ring here. Then this should slide right off. Cool. Then the wheel should come off. Take the spacer piece out. We'll hopefully. Alright, so it looks like our spring's in the way. Can't lift it back. So we may have to take off the top spring. I was hoping that we didn't have to do that, but actually, hold on. Okay, see if what we got in our way here. Okay, so we do got a few things in our way. Getting this off is not going to come off exactly easy. So what we have in our way is it's not just the shock, but this the hub for the bracket pieces on there. So figure out how we can get that off. Let me figure out how to get this off, and then we'll be right back. Okay guys, so we're back. I figured out a way of getting this off without really doing anything crazy. Really and honestly, it's really easy. Just let the air out. So we took the air out of the bike. We're just taking the valve stem out, and then now we can compress it enough to where we can slip it past. We have to compress it a little bit more, a little push, but we keep squeezing. Here, let's move the camera real quick. Oops, sorry. Let's move the camera real quick, and then we can get it out. That's gracious. So we squeeze. Just keep squeezing and just pull as you squeeze. Even squeeze around here. Get it nice and flat, and then boom, comes right off. Now we don't have to. Now all we have to do is just put the valve stem out, put the air back in it, and we're good. So that's the easiest way, instead of you having to finagle anything or take something off. Because if you take this off, no big deal. It's not going to matter because it's all together. It's just going to go down together. So just let the air out, squeeze it, pull it out, put it back on. All right. So now we can see that we are pretty much in the back of the bike, which is really cool. So now all we need to do is we need to get around the other side, take the clutch and stuff off, and then we should be able to get access to this. We'll try to leave everything on here because these are like the brakes. They look pretty good. So let's just go on the other side, and then we'll take this thing off. All right, guys. So now we're gonna get this cover off. Let's get all the bolts and stuff off of it, so we can get inside and get to the clutch. get these off. Two more, and this cover should come right off. Don't want to use power tools on these because the heads are kind of have been this is like soft metal bolts, so they kind of can get nicked and kind of bruised really easy. I don't know why they torque these things on here, but I may have to invest in some more new bolts, but we'll do that later. All right, so now we take this off, set it to the side, and now we're just gonna get just the clutch off. We could probably take the variator off too, but we'll see if just taking this off will be just enough. So let's grab our bolt here. Make sure I got the right one. Yeah, it's the right one. All right. Off, put this on. All right, take this off, and then we'll slide this off. Probably not. Okay, so we'll have to take that off too. No big deal. Alright, take off the variator. Now to take it off, just take this part off. Alright, take the belt. Take the belt aside, and we take the clutch off. Alright, set that to the side. And now we have access. So here's the 3 bolts that we got to take off. So there's actually, there's 1, there's 2. Actually, hang on. Yeah. So this is the fill hole. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a 7. And then bottom up here, this is the drain hole, and this is the fill hole. So now that we got everything off, let's go ahead and drain out the fluid before we start cracking this open. All right, guys, so we're going to drain this plug. I got my little cup to catch it. So let us set you up so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so we're going to take this off, and here's my catcher. So just going to loosen it up real quick before we, like so. Wow, not much fluid coming out of there. I was expecting to be a whole lot more than that. Yeah, let's crack open the filler. There we go. That's a little bit more better. Let's see if we can lean it back some more. Wow, there's not that much fluid in there. There we go. I was about to say. So this is probably the same fluid that came from the place that it was built. So it's probably a good idea that we're changing this. It's probably recommended to change this anyway because, you know, when you crack it open, you're going to have to refill it. I would not recommend reusing this. Like I said, this is the original fluid that came with the bike when it was made. So it's probably a good idea to change it out and to put some proper fresh fluid in there anyway. So make sure there's no metallings. I don't see no metal shavings or any clumps or anything. So I think we're pretty good. So this thing also comes with a little bit of a, sorry, let's see if you can see it, like this little ring. So you just want to make sure that you put that back on there when you stick it back on here. So when this completely drains, we will we'll put the cap back on so we don't lose it. We'll plug everything up. So when we crack it open, it might be a little bit of extra fluid, but shouldn't be that much, hopefully. So let's let this drain. Let's drain a little bit more. Try to get it all out if we can. All right, we'll let this drain and then we'll be right back. Okay guys, so we're back. So the fluid is completely drained. Really, really good. So we'll clean it up a little bit. Oh, there's a washer here too we gotta put back on. So we put that back on there. Stick this right back up in there. All right. Tight, slide this to the side. Tighten that back up so it doesn't leak again. Light the area. All right. Now we'll leave this one off. We'll leave that off. And then now we'll work on getting these off. So, all right. Get you set up so you can see. All right, so now we're gonna get all these bolts off, but we must remember that there are different sizes, so we need to like leave them up the way they are, so that way we can put them back in the right spots. So if this one's short or this one's long, we need to make sure they go back where they came from. So let's start with the first one. Start with this bottom one here. We'll just go by loosening them up first. Alrighty, so we're just going to lay this rag down just in case it crack open some more. So now that we got them all loosened, start with this top one here. Alright, so sit that one there as a top one. Set this one there. All right, and the bottom one. All right, off to the side. All right, top screw. All right, so let's just see if we can get this off. All right, just go ahead and just pull. Oop. Okay. All right, let's lay this down here. Okay, let's put that back on there so we don't lose that. All right, so now our gear is out, and here is our other gear. So that actually went on. Like that. So let that sit there. And then this is our gear that we need to press out and then press back in. So now that we're good, get another rag and clean up this mess here. Gear oil actually didn't look that bad. I mean, it hasn't even hit 200 miles on it yet, so it shouldn't look too bad. But this looks like a reusable gasket, which is kind of cool. And it doesn't look like we ripped it, so should get lucky enough to get it back in there, and we're gonna have to. So we actually didn't have to reuse the other one, the one I made. I had it just in case it ripped. I was just wanting to make sure that it didn't rip, but if it did rip, we'd have something as a backup. But this one actually looks pretty good. It actually looks like a reusable one, so actually we got lucky. So here's the gear. Here's one of the bearings. Bearings look good. This is the shaft piece on that other end, so we're good there. And then this is our countered spring. This is the one that comes with the kit. We're going to count the teeth on this one to see if it's worth reusing or keeping, just depending on how the counting goes. But yeah, that was actually pretty simple. It's out. Just cleaning these up so I can put this on the table. So let's set this to the side real quick, and then we'll wipe this one up. And this is the like I said, this is the one that we're going to be pressing out. So we actually gotta press this out to press in the new one. Hopefully everything goes really well with it. And we'll count the teeth too, just to be on the safe side. So let us clean this up, and then we'll get this on the bench and we'll count the teeth. All right, guys, so we're going to take a look at this little gearing, because we do have our replacements sitting right here. So we definitely want to calculate that, because here's our gearing right here. So what I want to do is basically just count these teeth and make sure that I'm correct. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start with this top one and then just start here and then work our way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 gears, which is interesting. All right, so this has 16. This is 17. Let's make sure. It's kind of interesting. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing with this. So we'll start with these, and we have this there's a little dot here. So we'll just count that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, so this is 17 here. So that's 17, so that's correct. Now we're just going to check this one more time. So we'll start with this one, and then we'll end with here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so it's 15 on here. So this is 15. So I'm not sure where they get the 17 from, but this one is definitely 17, and this one here is 15. Well, actually, I'm sorry, I rephrased that. So this is a 17. So this is a 15. So this is 2 more gears, just like that one. So that's a difference. So maybe the spinning is different from the gearings. So this is the countered spring. So what we're going to do is we're going to count these teeth and see if we get how many we have. If this one's going to be more than this one. So we'll just start with we'll start at the F and then make it to the D. So 1, 2. Actually, I'll count it and we'll get back with you. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. Okay, so this is a 51 gear, as this is supposed to be a 49. So let's try this one. We'll start with this one here. So one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, so we got a 49 gear. So let's compare to a 51. So I'm not quite sure why I would put a 49 when a 51 would be more. Don't know how that works. But they give it to you to put in, but I'm worried that if I put in a 49 instead of the 52 or 51, wouldn't that kill my top end speed? Because you'd want more gears, unless lesser gears on this end and more gears. So basically, the way I'm thinking is that less gears on this with this, and more gears from this on this would work. So basically, take this one out, put in the 17, because I think this was 15. So we would take out the 15, put in the 17, take out the 51, and put in the 49. So I'm not for sure if that's how that works. I don't understand why I would want to take out 51, and put in a 49. But we might do some research real quick, and then we will come back and figure how that's supposed to work. So let me figure out real quick before we go get this pressed out. Okay, guys, so after doing some research, I come to find out that, and I actually watched the video, which was very funny. After I did some research, I found a video that had a little bit more better explanation with the gears. So the gear that I got, which is a 1749, you have to use those gears. You cannot interchange. So basically, I cannot push out the old little tall gear. Trying to figure out where would it. Oh, hold on. So this gear, this 17 gear can go in the old gear where we're going to push out. So basically, there's one like this on the gear. We're going to push this out. And we're going to put this one on. So when you do that, I cannot use the 51 final gear. The final gear will not work with this. If you get a kit and it has a 1749, a 17 one of these and a 49 final gear, you have to use that. It will not work. The teeth and everything will not line up, because this is bigger than, as far as width wise, this is bigger than the factory one that's on your bike. And you would think that once you put it on there that you could put back the old 51 or 52 gear back in there. Doesn't work. That 49 that comes with it replaces that, and they line up. So you either leave it the way it is, or you change it with the gear up and use the gears that come with it. Now maybe you might get lucky and maybe you can keep the original gear, but the rest of them, the rest of these kits, you get a 1749, you use the 1749. This for the little push out and put the new one in. The 49 final gear goes right in it. So let us go to the shop. Let us get this thing pressed out, and we'll be back, and we'll get this back in the bike. So let's go to the shop. All right, guys. So we're back from the shop. I didn't film it because It was a mom and pop shop, and I just needed to get in and get out. He was nice enough to let me use his machine. I didn't have to pay him. I didn't have to go to anybody. He let me use it. He trusted me to go in his shop and use his press, and I did. So here is the old sprocket with the new 17 on there. So we'll put this with the 49 final gear, and everything should be good. We cannot make the interchange. So let us get this back in the bike and get everything all buttoned up, and then we should be good to go. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so now it's time to get these gears back in here. So like I was saying before, we're going to be putting the 49 gear. Actually, we're gonna stick this. Let me turn it so you can see it. So we're gonna take the gear that we just got pressed. We're gonna put that in. Goes in there like so. Then we're gonna take our 49 gear. And voila, there it is. Now all we gotta do is just put this back on the bike. So let us get this back in the bike, and then we can button everything up. We're going to be reusing the old gasket since everything seems to be holding up. So here, let me sit up so I can see. Oh, never mind. Don't have to do that because there it is. All right, everything's in. So let's get on this side. And then we'll get these bolts back in place. So always make sure you get them in a pattern. So this is the pattern of the bolts. So just make sure you set up a pattern so you can put them back in where they need to go. So this one goes right here. This one right here. This one goes in there. It's walking on me. So we get this one here. And this one goes right here, and then this one goes right here. Get our wrench. So we're just going to tighten these all, and then we'll maybe use the end pack to give it a little bit of tightness. Just want to get them started. Alrighty. Alright. So now we'll take our impact. We'll just tighten these up. Make sure we're going the right way, going this way. sideways so you can get some view. All right, we are golden. All right, so now you see everything's nice and bolted back up. We'll just give it a, take this off, and just for good measure, make sure I didn't miss anything. There, 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 there. Oh, I missed one up top. There. All right. I think we got everything nice and tight. So, just making sure. Just want to make sure it's tight so that way we don't miss anything. I don't want to strip them because these are soft, but I think we got them on there pretty good. Sounds good. All right, so before we move on, just gotta make sure everything is on there nice and good. Clean everything up. Any excess oil. And then we will take our bottom one, just tighten up this plug. Okay, looks like it's good. And now we can fill it full of fluid. Then we're gonna fill the fluid right here until it comes out of the hole. Once it comes out of the hole, we'll just put the nut back on. So let's go get the fluid. All right, let's get the fluid and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so we got our oil, just some regular oil, 80W. We're gonna stick it here in the hole. We're just gonna fill it until it starts oozing out. Once it starts oozing out, then we're put this cap on, put the nut back on it. Not exactly the easiest thing to do. It's kind of a small hole, so just want to make sure it's getting its fluid in there. All right, I think we are good. Oops. All right. Now we got the oil nice and filled. Clean this up real quick. All right, looks good. So now we'll get on the other side and put the wheel back on, and then we'll come back and we'll put the clutches and everything back on, and then we should be good. So let's get on the other side. All right, so now that we got everything on there, now we're gonna put our wheel back on. So should be pretty straightforward. Squeeze the wheel. Wheel's being a little stubborn, but it's on. Just gotta squeeze it a little bit more. There we go. All right. Put this nut back on. Oh, I think I made a mistake. Put it on wrong. I think this bar. Alrighty. All right, let me get this wheel off and we'll come right back. Okay guys, we're back. I had it on the right way. I just didn't, I had the spacer on the wrong side. I had the spacer on the back side and actually needed to be right here with this nut. Now we're good. So I got this on here. Okay. Now we're gonna put this, we're gonna put these nuts in. Kind of get it going. Just to hold it in place. All right, everything is on there good. Let's do one more lock just to make sure. All right, we're good. All right, now we are going to get this on. I think I took this thing here. Yep. All right. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this thing up. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. Off. All right, now we can get our exhaust back on. Here, let's get in a different position here. Get our exhaust bolts lined it up. All right, so now, oops. Now we get our bolt in here for the exhaust. All right, just hang that loose for just a minute. And then now, make sure I got the right ones, which I do. Now we will put our exhaust bolts back on. All right, get the other one. All right, I'm gonna tighten them up. All right, exhaust bolts are on. We'll finish tightening this bolt right here. So we know the exhaust isn't going anywhere. All right. And then last, but certainly not least, we just need to put this little air valve tool back into the bike, so that way we can pump air back into it. Let's see. All right, cool. And then now we gotta do is put some air in the bike, and then we'll put the clutches and stuff back on. We'll be good. So let me get on the other side. All right, guys, we are back. We are almost done. We just gotta finish putting in the clutches and stuff. So we're gonna put our bearings and stuff back in there, like so. We're gonna clean off this little shaft piece. All right. Let's see. All right, now we're gonna put our clutch and stuff back on. There we go. Get that back on there. Put our nut on our face. All right, I'm gonna put this back on. All right, get that back on there. Put our variator space back on. Put our nut on there. Change this out. This bad boy. All right. We are good. Good to go. All right. Now we gotta do now. Everything's on there good. Let's put this cover back on. Let's slide over real quick. All right. All right, let's put this cover back on. All right, put our bolts back in. All right. And she is good to go. Everything is nice and bolted back on. Oil is filled. No leaks. No leaks of any kind. Got to reuse the gasket. Everything is back on there. Oh, we gotta tighten that down real quick. Glad I checked everything. So let's do a little slide over. Move my stuff out the way. Put my foot out. That's yours on there. Okay. All right, everything's good. Everything's all nice and bolted back up. All we gotta do now is just take it out for a ride. So let us put all this stuff away, put all my tools away and everything, and then we will go out and take this thing for a ride. All right, guys. So we got this bike getting all nice and warmed up. Seems like everything's rolling pretty good. So we're going to take this out for a spin and see the speed, see what it does. Go.
Alright, let's get this inside. We'll be right back.
Okay, guys, so we're back. We took it for a little spin. Didn't get too much to get top speed because lo and behold, school's back and traffic's like crazy, so I couldn't get a good top speed run. But I do notice that it may be a little slow of taking off. Not even really that much. I don't even really notice the takeoff, but I do know that it is a lot quicker. The speed is a lot quicker. To getting up to speed is a lot quicker. I did get a top speed of 49 miles an hour again, so I could hit that before I had to run into traffic. So I think the bike is capable of hitting 50 really easy. It's just that I need more stretching room to see how far it goes. Like maybe taking it for another ride to my brother's work again, getting a nice good stretch, getting away from a little bit of the city and kind of get into some side road open areas where I can do a little bit of a top speed run. So I think we're gonna do another trip like that again. Now that we got this thing, the gear in, it's running really well. It's running actually really well. I'm super surprised and super happy with everything. So yeah, so everything seems to be running pretty good. No issues, went in really well. I didn't actually have to use another gasket. I could reuse the same one. The same one looked like it was a reusable anyway, but it worked out really well. It didn't rip it. It came. I could push it right back on there, get it nice and tight. No leaks. So everything's been running pretty well. I'm super happy with everything that's gone into the bike, into the transmission. Like I was saying before, you have to use the gear that it comes with. If you think you can just use that countered spring that you got to press out and press in, and then reuse the original 51 or 52 tooth, that final gear spring that came with the bike, you can't. You have to use the gear that it came with. So if you got a 1749, you have to use a 1749 or it will not fit. And you'll find out really quick that it won't fit because the moment you put in the gear, that 17 teeth, a little sprocket that goes on top of the gear, the moment you put that in and you try to put in a 51 tooth or a 52 tooth that's originally came with your bike, the final gear spring, you'll find out that it won't fit. That little sprocket that gets pressed onto that counter gear, it's too big. It's actually bigger in width, which is very interesting. It's bigger in width than it is of the original one. Now the little press-in sleeve, that's pretty much the same. That easily pressed in, pressed out with no problem. I went to my buddy's shop, got it done, no problem. It didn't even take me 5 minutes to get that done, and people were charging me $30 to take it off and $30 to put it in. That little spring, that little gear, and that little sprocket piece, they were charging me $30 to take it off and $30 to put it in, and it took me less than 5 minutes to get it out and get it in. Now we tried the hammering effect. That doesn't work. You have to use a press. The press is the only way to get it in and out. So if you think you can get away with using a hammer, unless you're Thor or somebody really strong that can hammer that out and hammer it back in. Hammering it back in might be difficult, but hammering it out, you could do it, but then now you got to get it pressed back in. So you might as well press it out and press it in. Took no time at all. It was really quick. So now everything is done. The whole entire bike, the whole entire build is completely done. Really, all I'll be doing now is just taking it for a ride. Now we have talked about getting the maybe going up to 100cc. I did do some research and I found a true 100cc big bore kit that will go in this bike. So we could easily bump it from a 90cc to 100 cc's and we would be completely done. That is the max. We have maxed out everything we could do on the transmission. We can max out everything we could do on the motor, because after that 100cc, then all we would have to do is go to a 150, but then we would have to redo the whole entire motor. I think 100cc would be fine if you wanted to go that route, and then that would be completely it. We would know for sure we would hit them 55 and faster, if not that. The carburetors would handle it, just got to jet it up some more and reset it. So only thing left on the bike would be some small stuff like some rear shocks to handle the more bounciness, because as you start getting faster, the bumps start coming a lot quicker and harder the faster you go, and you don't want to be slipping and sliding all over the place. So I know the rear shocks we need to replace. The fronts are were leaking a little bit. I don't know if they're leaking now, but they were. But I think it could be a seal. So we may have to either rebuild it or just get a whole new set kit, because, you know, it's a Chinese scooter. You know, this bike was not made to go as fast as we were making it go, even though it's capable of doing it. It's just that the components are cheap made parts. So you would have wanted to replace them anyway, even if you decided to rebuild it or whatever. It would have to be redone just because it's just not very good put together. It's very poor quality parts, and we have to upgrade those parts to better parts to handle and everything we needed to do. But that's something that we may look on into the future. I think my brother was talking about maybe doing 100cc. I think he wanted to go there. So yeah, we are pretty much have done most of everything we need to do. We need to do some RPM. I want to do an RPM gauge. That's the next thing. So it'd be an RPM gauge. Maybe find a phone holder that can handle. Maybe put it on the rear view mirror, on the side mirror, something that will hold it, so that way we don't have it shaking and all that stuff like that. But that and high-speed coils, or that high-speed coil. Maybe replace the spark plug, check and see it. Maybe do some more lashing, make sure the lashings are good. Just do an overall bill of health. Do the oil change on it, and then that's pretty much it. We're pretty much done with this bike. The build is pretty much done. I could safely say I could put it back together and it'd be perfectly fine. May have to tie up some stuff. But yeah, we are done completely with the bike. Now we may come back to it if we do the 100cc or the shocks and struts, and anything else that we'll do on it. We'll probably do a video on it just to kind of get it finished completely. But it's pretty much 99% done. Everything that we wanted to do is done. My brother is happy seeing the results. I'm super happy riding it. I'm actually kind of liking it. He said if I wanted to buy it, I could buy it. So with all the work I've done, I might, but just depends on how much he wants for it. Maybe. So we'll see how that goes. But guys, I thank you so much for following me and keeping tabs on this. I am really truly blessed and thankful. And thank you guys for all the comments, the scooter people that have watched this and gave me comments back and forth and feedback. I really truly do appreciate it. I really do help out. I thank you so much for helping me out. We got this thing to almost 50 miles an hour on this bike, and it's running really, really good. I'm super happy with the way it went. It was a little bit rough starting off, but we finally hit that pass part, and then once we went past that part, everything just started coming together really well. So I'm super, super happy with the bike, and just sad to see it go in a little while and soon, because it's got to go back to hit my brother. It's his. So, like I said, unless I buy it, it's his bike. So, just had a lot of fun on it. It's been really cool. Just been definitely giving me my definite opinion on scooters, which is really nice if you aren't trying to get any place fast and you just need to get something to get you to point A to point B, or if you just go into the store to pick up something small, you don't need to drive your car or your truck or whatever. Scooter's the way to go. Now, if you got a motorcycle, that works just the same. Motorcycle works just the same. But if you don't, and you're looking for something inexpensive and cheap and fun to build and mess with, scooter is the way to go. Whether it be a Honda Ruckus, a Grub, or any kind of scooter, doesn't matter. Panini, a Vespa, or whatever you like. don't be scared to pick whatever bike you like. Whatever bike you like is the bike you like. And there's nothing wrong with it, whether it be a 50cc or a 300cc or more or whatever. Whatever you like is whatever you like. There's no right or wrong or picking or choosing. Don't worry about the comments. There's nothing wrong with looking at reviews, but in the end, it's going to be your choice. So you choose the bike that you like and enjoy it. So guys, thank you so much for watching this show. I really do appreciate everything that you guys, all the love and support and everything. I really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me, and I'm hoping that you guys like this stuff. Please give me a comment below. Let me know if you guys like this. You like these video series and these builds. A lot of people have. Some people I've even helped give them an idea of what they could do and the options and the abilities. And that's what it's all about. These bikes can be tuned and be into something totally different. You don't have to leave it as a 50cc. You can make it better, make it more powerful, make it more reliable with better quality parts instead of just running with the parts that it came with. You don't have to do that. Yes, they'll work for a good while, but eventually you're gonna have to replace them. So why not replace them with something more premium and more upgradable, and then get a better ride out of your scooter? So guys, check it out. Check out all my videos on the scooter series. I know it's been kind of bouncing all over with the series and stuff, but we got it completely done. Everything is done. Just gotta put everything back together, do some small fine-tuned stuff, little cosmetic parts, and that's it. We're pretty much done. So guys, thank you very much for watching this show. I really do appreciate all the love and support. Please follow me on Instagram at FixItDaniel. I really do appreciate all the love and support and comments that you guys give. Just give me a shout out, say, hey, I love your videos, which a lot of people have on YouTube. I really do appreciate that you guys liking my videos, whether it be the scooter, the car, or the SUV. I really do appreciate it, or any of the builds that I do. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. And you guys have a good and blessed day, and I will see you on the next fix. Till then, peace.